When Trent Reznor put Nine Inch Nails aside after The Slip, it wasn't entirely clear whether we would ever hear another Nine Inch Nails album again. And given the fact that he sometimes puts as much as 6 years in between albums, it seems like this new album that's coming out in September has come along pretty quickly, especially when you consider how much he has been doing in the meantime. My personal opinion of the stuff that Nine Inch Nails has done over the past 10 years ago has varied pretty widely. With Teeth had a few songs that I really liked a lot, but I was kind of lukewarm about the album as a whole. But the next album, Year Zero, I loved. Year Zero is my favorite Nine Inch Nails album. And then after that, The Slip came out, and I found that one to be disappointingly bland. So with this new single, I didn't know exactly what to expect. I was hoping for something that sounded a bit more like the songs on Year Zero, and I feel like that is kind of what we got. Came Back Haunted is a lot more electronic than the stuff in The Slip, and in that sense it's a bit more like Year Zero, but at the same time it also has a very conventional rock music song structure. I don't know how indicative this single is of the sound of Hesitation Marks as a whole, but if it is a good representation, I think I will like Hesitation Marks. At the very least, I think I'll like it more than The Slip, although probably not as much as Year Zero. Came Back Haunted is not nearly as dark as a lot of the stuff that Nine Inch Nails did back in the 90s, and I kind of miss that older, darker, heavier stuff, but the newer, brighter, more synth pop or synth rock stuff that a lot of industrial bands from the 90s seem to be doing now often turns out to be pretty good. There's lots of TR-909 and TB-303 synth and drum sounds on this album, which gives it a more sort of bubbly dance music feel, and the guitars seem to be kept to a minimum. I get the feeling that Trent Reznor seems to have gotten more in the habit of working with more electronic stuff because of his work with How to Destroy Angels, and I generally find that when Nine Inch Nails goes in a more electronic direction, that is their best stuff. And that's one of the things that I found lacking in The Slip. David Lynch directed the video for this single, and like most things directed by David Lynch, when you watch it, you're like, what the fuck am I watching? I didn't know what to make of it at first because even for David Lynch, this thing is confusingly bizarre. And I don't blame a lot of the people who have been very underwhelmed by it. I didn't much care for it myself the first couple of times I watched it, but it did eventually grow on me. And even though the first few times that I listened to Came Back Haunted, it didn't seem really all that dark to me, but the video is pretty dark, so it sort of changed how I hear the song. The song sounds much more creepy after you've seen that video. So all in all, I enjoy this single. I'm not completely blown away by it, but in my opinion, it is a sign that Nine Inch Nails is moving in the right direction.